Everybody's staying inside because of this COVID-19 virus, but I'm just proceeding with my day as normal. Let's play some Vermintide. Let's talk about Pyromancer. Pretty good character right here. Her passive ability, Critical Mass. Increased critical strike chance based on overcharge level up to 30%. This works in 5 stacks, so at the max stack you'll have 30% additional critical strike chance added to your character. Pretty nice. This is kind of a character that lives at like high overcharge, so the higher it is, the more crits you're going to be doing, and it's pretty epic. Her career skill, the Burning Head. Sienna unleashes a fiery projectile that seeks out foes. So very similar to the Waystalker's True Flight Volley. Kind of an, like a projectile, an auto hit, kind of can kill a couple elites or can go after a headshot on a monster or something. Kind of pretty useful. I mean, it has its benefits. Searing Focus, increased range damage by 10%. Fairly standard for a Sienna. I think the Battle Wizard has the same thing. Just something to kind of give her a little bit of an advantage in the range game here. So for THP, I like to use Sparksmith. That's damaging multiple enemies in one swing, gives temporary health. So if you swing once and you hit one enemy, that gives you 1 THP. If you swing once and hit 5 enemies at once, that's going to give you 5 THP, and that's the most you can get on one single swing. So if you swing again, you hit 4, then you're going to get 4 THP, and then you have 9, for an example. Your other option here, Spirit Binding. That's killing blows, gives you temporary health based off the enemy. So if you kill a Chaos Warrior, you're going to, on Legend, you're going to get like 25, 30 health, something like that. If you kill a monster on Legend, you're gonna have like 100 THP. This is a little more high risk, high reward. Doing this is more playing it safe. It's more practical. This is kind of like, okay, I'm more confident in my melee ability, my Vermintide ability. So I'm gonna kill things. I'm gonna go for elites. I'm gonna try to get a bunch of THP. Don't use this. Down here, I go for Spirit Casting. This is a very excellent talent right here. Increases her critical strike chance by 10% while above 80% health. So even if you lose, say you lose like half your health, and you're probably thinking, oh, I'm never going to get my Spirit Casting back. That 10% crit chance. How am I going to get that back? Well, it works with temporary health too. So once you get enough temp health to hit that 80% of your health margin there, guess what? You get that 10% crit chance right back. So that already added to your critical mass here, your stacks, that can give you a maximum of 40% critical strike chance. Pretty sweet. Your other options here are Martial Study, 5% increased attack speed, or Ride the Firewind. And this is kind of like, this is something for her ranged ability, like it'll go from 1% extra power to 20% extra power, and then like back down and back up, and it'll kind of oscillate between those two. It's okay, but it's highly unreliable because you never really know like what you're gonna be, how much extra power you're gonna have. You're gonna try to like one shot at Chaos Warrior, but you're gonna have like 1% extra power. You never know what you're gonna get. This is excellent if you're the kind of person that likes to just melee for the majority of time, and then like use your range ability for like specials, elites, monsters. Very conservative with the ammo, with the staff, whatever. Then this is the thing for you, because this is just gonna let you crit like crazy. I mean, it's amazing. I love this. And then down here, Smiter. I talk about Smiter all the time. It is one of my favorite talents. The first hit you deliver on an enemy is going to stagger them, unless they've already started like a charge attack motion or something. Then it won't be able to stagger them. But if you catch them before they wind up into an attack, it'll stagger them, even a chaos warrior, even a monster, anything. And then you do 20% more damage to staggered enemies, and that can stack up to 40%. And then, of course, your other options are a mainstay, which mainstay is okay, but that's if you're going. This is more for like a shield, shield kind of thing. I think. I think she has a mace, and I don't think it does a whole lot of damage, but like this would maybe be something for the mace, or I don't know. I'd probably just stick with Smiter because I love Smiter, but this one's not bad, but Smiter blows it out of the water. And then you have enhanced power. This is for the people that just love to like use range and stuff. So with the Pyromancer, I use the bolt staff. So if you're just the kind of person that's gonna bolt staff more than half of the enemies on this map, I would go with enhanced power because it's just gonna give you a little bit extra damage, you know, on your charge throw, on your crowd control, fire usage. You know, this is probably the one. But if you're, you know, this is a melee game. I'm the kind of person that likes to melee heavily and then very conservative with the ammo, with the range, which is why I like Smiter. And then down here, one with the flame. Critical mass also increases attack speed by 2% per 6 overcharge and stacks up to 5 times. So, when your overcharge is high, not only will you be getting 30% increased critical strike chance, you'll be getting 10% extra attack speed. So, if you're smart and you put Swift Slaying on your melee weapon, you will be able to attack insanely fast and crit almost all the time. It's going to be overpowered. Almost overpowered. Seriously. And then you have On the Precipice, increases range power by 15% when at or above critical overcharge. Like I said, some people who play Sienna, they're all about the range. You know, they like to stay behind the group. They like to try to one-shot Chaos Warriors, try to get all the specials, try to range everything. And this is something for that kind of person who wants to do as much range damage as possible. Not my kind of thing, but not a terrible talent. Then you have Deathly Disposition. Killing a special stops your spells from generating overcharge for 10 seconds. I don't like this one. Not at all. And let me tell you why. Pyromancer is all about high overcharge, man. Why would you want to stop generating overcharge? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I want to blow up because I have too much overcharge. I want max overcharge as much as possible. Do not use this. Garbage. And then down here, the Volan's Doctrine. Being overcharged, you are no longer slowed. How great is that? You can move freely, even at high overcharge. Excellent. Over here you have Fleet Flame. Critical hits increase movement speed by 5% for 10 seconds, stacks up to 3 times, so at max stacks you have 15% movement speed, and, you know, if you want to be, like, slightly extra fast when you're running around killing hordes, I guess you could use this. But I think versus, you know, if you're trying to just like rely on being able to move around, like it's this one, really. Like this one, yeah, okay, you'll be able to move a little bit faster than your average Joe, but with this, I like it because you don't even have to worry about being slowed down or whatever. But this one, you kind of rely on like a horde, on like a bunch of enemies to be able to keep your movement speed up. I like this one. You also have Soul Siphon here. Reduces damage taken by 10% for 10 seconds after killing a special or elite. You know, 10 seconds is a long time for damage reduction, but 10% is barely anything. I mean, you get hit by an overcharge, or not an overcharge, a charge attack from like a Black Rat or something. I mean, what are you going to take, 90 damage instead of 100 damage? Like, come on. No, that's dumb. You might as well just go for, you know, get your fucking normal movement speed and be able to dodge. Like, and then you take no damage. So, I mean, that's not very smart. For the ult down here, You have exhaust. Burning Head also removes all overcharge, like I said. Dumb. Why would you ever want to get rid of overcharge with Pyromancer? I don't know. I would never use this. Over here you have Blazing Echo. The Burning Head critical hits refund the cooldown. So, if you just want to try to use it a lot and you're going for that crit build, that high crit, that career skill, 24/7 life, you could do this, but what I think is a more practical and much better choice is Bonded Flame right here. So you do Burning Head, and you instantly get 35 temp health. Not for everybody, just for you. But that helps with this. Like if you're about to come up on a horde, you can do your Burning Head. And if you haven't lost too much health, you could just, you'll get this right away because you'll have that temp health. It's really nice. So, for the equipment, I really like the dagger for a Pyromancer. I go crit chance, attack speed, swift slaying, because she's going to crit all the time. Swift slaying makes insane amounts of sense for her. It's perfect, really, It's just, the dagger's already kind of fast, so you just make it a little more faster. And with high overcharge, you have extra speed. This gives you even more crit chance. It's just the perfect thing, and it's good for elites as well, because as you can see, this is just with the normal right now 20% crit chance. I mean, that's a headshot right there. That's pretty good damage, A couple of those, that'll kill a Chaos Warrior. Heck yeah. And then for Pyromancer, I think the Bolt Staff is like what makes the most sense for Pyromancer, because it's good for killing specials, it's good for Chaos Warriors, it's good at range, it's good for crowd control. It can do lots of things that help Pyromancer out. It can build her overcharge up super quick. I mean, it's great. I go for crit chance, crit power, because, for this I'm going to be going for headshots. I want to crit as much as possible. I have the talent heat sink on this. Critical hits refund the overcharge cost of the attack. So if you crit one of these, you'll do, first off, you do a bunch more damage. And then your overcharge won't go up. So I know I just talked a lot about how I want as much overcharge as I possibly can have. But listen, promise. The point of this is that, if you're going against a monster or something, or somebody with a lot of health, or if maybe you're just not that great of a headshotter, you can do a couple of these in a row, and even if, as long as they crit, you'll be able to eventually kill the thing. I think it's just a more practical way to use the Bolt Staff versus, I think you can use Hunter, that'll do more damage, but I think this one just lets you throw more. I call them spears. I don't know what they are. They're little spears. Something like that. Just lets you throw more of those. It's pretty nice. I like it. And then my necklace. I go for health on all of my characters, of course. Block cost reduction. I've started I go in phases pretty much. Sometimes I'll do stamina, where I'll just it's kind of a more offensive thing, and I'll push everybody all the time, and I'll slash them up. But I've recently been going for block cost reduction because I found it to be very invaluable when reviving a teammate. If you just have stamina and you're reviving and you take more than 3 hits, you're pretty much not going to be able to pick that person up. So I think block cost reduction is actually pretty nice, especially on squishier characters. Just to be able to revive an ally, I'm nice like that. I like to pick people up. I help out, so that's what that's all about. And then Bark Skin, of course. 2 hits, you get 40% reduced damage for 2 seconds. Helps you not die instantly, pretty much. And then the Charm, I go for attack speed, crit power, which makes total sense because she's going to be critting all the time with this build. And then Concoction, just to get that career skill back with any kind of potion in a pinch. It's pretty easy. The Trinket, curse resistance, crit chance, shrapnel, amazing talent for bosses. You throw a bomb at a boss, it's going to let you do 20% more damage to that boss for 10 seconds. It's excellent. So, with my gear and these talents, Pyromancer's going to have 5%, 10%, 20%, and on a max overcharge status, she's going to have 50% increased critical strike chance. As long as you keep that overcharge up, you know, it might fall down to like 45, 40 as it goes down a little bit, but you're gonna be critting so freaking much with this build. You won't even like know how to live. It's gonna be amazing. And one thing to mention with the bolt staff, you have to wait for it to like make the noise twice for it to do. It's like a charge, right? So if you just do it like that, 6,900 damage, you figure, oh, that's not that much. But if you hold it down for the double noise, that's a crit, but I mean, that's an insane amount of damage. So that would be the crowds, you know, over a large area, and then you're just going to be critting like crazy. This is an amazing class. This is a very good build. Pyromancer, try it.